New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring. We invite you to join our prayer broadcast every day at 8:15 a.m. and 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time. Send us your prayer requests or schedule a private prayer session by emailing prayer@ntmedia.org. And now, it's time to pray together.
Hello, folks. Welcome to morning prayer for Sunday, August 3rd, 2025. My name is Muro. I'm a prayer practitioner here on the New Thought Media Network, and it is an honor and a delight to be able to spend time with you in prayer. Thank you so much, whether you're here live or you're listening to this at another time. It is so good to be a part of this community along with you. Community of prayer, the community of our divinity. So anything at all that is holding you back, or anything that you want to express to a greater extent, manifest, whatever it might be for you, celebration, know that prayer is the way to go. So if there's anything that you would like prayer for, of course, when you listen live, you can always put something into the comment. More than happy to hold your intention. And if I start praying prior to seeing that, I always check before I leave so that I can hold your intention. Now, if you prefer, or if you're watching this as a recording, you can submit a prayer request at www.ntmedia.org/prayer. Because we have a family of ministers and practitioners literally around the world who would be delighted to hold your intention. All right. So, today I wanted to share this inspiration with you. This is from the Bhagavad Gita. The quote is, "They live in wisdom who see themselves in all, and all in them." Very simple, very straightforward, and very profound. The reality of it is that we as humans do this on a very regular basis. We don't think of it necessarily. And whether or not it's wisdom is hard to say, because it kind of depends upon the perspective. How many times have we considered someone that we know and care for and think only good things about them? Or think of someone that we have a real distrust for, a real dislike of, and whatever it is that they say, we have an immediate drawback from that. That bias for or against is something that we exhibit pretty much throughout our lives, unless we work against that, unless we release that, unless we spend the time to see in others who we are as well. But this even goes beyond that. If you see yourself as part of this world, if you see yourself as part of nature, changes completely how you view the earth, how you view what you do here on a daily basis. So I'll invite you to take this into prayer. Take into prayer those ways in which you celebrate what you see in others as being part of who you are as well. Working in prayer to find that clarity, whatever it might be that is necessary for you to be able to be more fully yourself, to live more fully as yourself. So I'll invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze, whichever is comfortable and safe for you to do, and just breathe for a moment. And recognize that as we breathe together, we are sharing this life. We are sharing this world. We are always bringing in what we need and releasing what does not serve. So our physical bodies know to do this, but it is my responsibility to ensure that my emotional body, my mental body, is also aware of the importance of being able to draw in that which is beneficial and to release that which is detrimental. And so for me, speaking purely for myself, I know that whenever I speak of how wonderful it is for me to be around people who are like-minded, I am aware that I am also creating an us and them. If I recognize that my perspective is only one perspective, if I consider that my approach to life is only one approach to life, I cannot fault someone else for how they view life. Now, I might not agree with or even accept the way in which that outplays in their lives and in the lives of others. Certainly, if someone is abusive, if someone is expressing hatred, exclusion, whatever it might be, these are not things that I accept. But I recognize that when you get right down to it, there is something that is very common among all of these concerns, all of these ways of approaching life that are actually not different from my own, in that each of us wants to be safe. Each of us wants to be part of a community. Each of us wants to be, and you can fill in the blank. How we go about it, how we recognize the importance of being able to be part of, as opposed to standing above or pushing aside. These are the things that make a difference in how I live my life. These are the things that make a difference in how I share who and whose I am. How I allow myself to use all of these gifts which come to me as a birthright. And so the more that I am able to see the interconnection of all beings, of all creation, the more that I can see my responsibility in life, my ability to respond to whatever it is that life brings to me. There is this invitation to recognize that we are never alone. We are never separate. We are always part of this incredible universe. Regardless of age, regardless of race, regardless of any perspective that you can possibly imagine, each of us still came from that same source, still came from that same supply, still came from within that same loving being that we might call God, we might call Gaia, we might call the universe, Allah. We might not even have a name for it, but we have a sense of it. The it that we're speaking of encompasses all. And so there can be no us and them. There can be no separation. There can be no exclusion when we look at this from the absolute reality. And so, do I want to live my life with reality, or do I want to live my life with fantasy and with fear and uncertainty? I get to choose. And I recognize that my choice to live my life according to the absolute truth of who and whose I am, I recognize that that is not always easy for me. I recognize that it is something that I need to turn my attention to on a very regular basis, because I am influenced by so many different things. I can be knocked off course. I can be blinded. I can be deafened by the distractions of this world, by the distractions of my own mind, by the distractions of my fears and doubts. And so my antidote to all of this is to open to knowledge, to open to the wisdom, to open to the consciousness that exists all around me at all times, to hold on to the consciousness of the One, to allow the wisdom of the One to work its way in and through and as my thoughts and my actions, to allow the love of the One to provide compassion and grace and understanding and ease and harmony. By allowing all of this in my life, I have the ability to be true to who and whose I am. I have the ability to see the truth in who and whose each of us is. I have the ability to see for the possibility of unity, not just from a spiritual perspective, but from an absolute perspective. The more that I hold that thought, the greater the possibility of that manifestation. The more that I hold to the light and the love of God, of the One, of the universe, the greater the possibility of being able to bring that into fruition. And so that is where I lay my certainty today, knowing that this is my word which has gone into the law which always says yes. And so it is. Hello, it's all love. Happy Sunday to you as well. Hello, Lori. Know your wholeness, and particularly in your ease in walking. I will do that most certainly. And so it is. It's all love. All right, folks. I am out of here. I wish you the most magnificent day that you could ever imagine. Because you can make it what you wish it to be. Maybe not in what happens, but in how you approach what happens. So recognize at all times that you are loved. Recognize at all times, because it is so important, that you are love. And I'll see you soon. Namaste.
On behalf of everyone at New Thought Media Network, thank you for being a member of our virtual family. Your financial contributions help share the New Thought message with people from around the world. Please visit and contribute at www.ntmedia.org/donate. New Thought Media Network, come be you. And please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace and blessings.